Hey guys, and welcome back to another video with the two favorite book nerds, Amy
and Kelly.
Today we are talking about a book that we buddy read. We finally figured out how to buddy read, like and not be together.
Sort of.
Well,
we've got some interesting backgrounds.
Yeah. We did our best, okay? It was, I think, for our first time trying it out. You had glasses the whole time.
Woo. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay. Not enough coffee yet this morning.
Yeah, I made Kelly wake up earlier than she likes to on Saturday mornings, so.
Yes, she did. It's okay, I am ready to go.
Yes, and we're ready to talk about A Werewolf's Guide to Seducing a Vampire by Sarah Hawley. We buddy read this book. We had found it in Twice Told Tales, I think, and decided that based on the premise of a werewolf drunkenly buying a succubus vampire on eBay
for 99 cents.
For 99 cents. We thought that it would be a really good book to buddy read.
Yeah. I was thinking based on that, like humorous to the apprentice to the villain or assistant to the villain kind of humor. So that's why I picked up a book that I would normally not ever even look at.
Same.
All right, so Ben Rosewood. So Ben Rosewood is a werewolf living in the magical town of Glimmer Falls, which is somewhere in the Pacific Northwest of the U.S. And Ben is has big time social anxiety. He doesn't really socialize much. He owns his own plant store business, Ben's Plant Emporium. So he kind of pours all of his life into that. He's kind of a workaholic, and in the meantime he just does whatever he needs to do to help his friends and family out. So one night after one of his friends' weddings, he gets a little tipsy at the wedding, drunk, goes home, and because he had been having a talk with another friend at the wedding about getting out there and dating, he gets online, starts looking at dating apps, decides, yeah, no. So he starts to cruise eBay because he's doing some remodeling, so he wants to get some decor things, whatever. Anyway, he comes across this listing for a magical crystal for the low, low price of 99 cents that houses a vampire succubus. And he thinks it's hilarious, and so he clicks a bid for 99 cents and then passes out, and that's the last he thinks of it until 2 weeks later when a package shows up on his doorstep. So that is the premise. Eleanor Betancourt Devereaux is the vampire succubus in question, and she was captured by a witch like 600 years ago. She had a curse put on her that she is like a genie in a bottle. You know, she goes into the crystal until the witch wants her to do something. And then she can go out there and she has to obey the witch. She's magically bound to do whatever this witch tells her to do. So when the crystal gets sold to Ben, that transfers to Ben, and now Ben has
the power.
The power over the vampire succubus. And so that is the premise. So yeah, I think that's probably good enough to go into.
I think so, yeah.
Into this.
Fair warning, if you haven't read this book before, there's tons of spoilers.
So
if you don't want the book to be spoiled, then go read it and then come back and watch or something.
Well, and maybe don't come back. Maybe we can put a timestamp or something, because we will be talking spoilers after when we come back for a little bit too. So maybe we can put a timestamp, and you'll know when it's safe. We'll do a quick non-spoilery wrap up at the end.
That works.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so you've been warned. Spoilers from here on out.
Yeah, so, alright. Well, we'll throw them back to our past selves. Starting recording. It says, let everyone know they're being recorded.
Okay. Yeah, I see it right there.
Okay. You didn't answer me when I asked you earlier how long, like how far we were reading in the check-in.
Oh.
So are we supposed to read 100 pages or 50 pages?
I think it was 100, the first 10. Because it's almost 400 pages, so if we could do 4.
Okay.
Every
every like 10 chapters.
Okay. Well, that's what I thought, and then I'm like, well, initially I thought it was just the first 50, and so I read the first 5 chapters, and then as I'm sitting in church, I'm thinking, I'm like, no, it was 100. It was 100, because like I was like, the 50 pages, like that got done so quick, and I'm like, man, there's so much of this book, and literally sitting in church, I'm doing the math, and I'm like, wait, no, it was supposed to be 100. So I made it to chapter 8, like partway through chapter 8. I'm
Okay.
not chapter 10 yet. So.
Okay. See what that was. Darn, because chapter 8 is like, or chapter 10 is like the one that I would like rant about.
Oh no! Oh, sad day. Like rant in a bad way, or like rant.
Well, I mean, not like bad, but I tell you what. Yeah, okay, so sure. If that's okay, you're not there. We can do that next time. We can rant next time.
I have to say, I'm liking this book a lot more than I thought I would. Like
Oh,
I thought it would be funny, but I honestly like really like it a lot. You're probably gonna say like, oh, it's terrible.
I don't.
Oh no!
I don't. Yeah, okay, so like started with the first chapter, so I did not know, apparently, I'm getting the vibe anyway, that this is not, I don't think it's a series, but it's not the first book in this world.
Yeah,
So,
I was wondering about that, because even in the dedication it's like, thanks for believing in Glimmer Falls, or like whatever, but then there's like so many like other characters and things that it just made it seem like, yeah, this wasn't the first book.
yeah,
I'm gonna Google that.
the first chapter felt like one of those recaps.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you should know who these people are. You should know this couple that's getting married, kind of thing, so like when it opens up at a wedding.
There's a lot. There's A Demon's Guide to Wooing a Witch, A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon, A Witch's Guide. Oh, that's the same one. Wow, I can't read. So there's like 2 others.
Yeah, I was getting that. I mean, obviously the couple that's getting married.
Yeah, that must have been A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And now, okay. So like, yeah, we're 3 books in to this world.
But I mean, I don't think it's a series like you have to read. I think it seems like anyway they're independent. So you can read that. But anyway, I just got from like the first chapter just getting this vibe of, when some books are so like want you to know for sure how socially conscious they are. And it doesn't feel natural. It feels like they're like dumping every single thing that they're doing right in, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To be so inclusive, they're including anything and everything that they can think of.
Yeah.
Instead of just being like natural. So that was like my first clue of, okay. It's gonna be one of those books.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
I mean, I remember like when we read Get Alive, Chloe Brown.
Mm-hmm.
One of my problems with Red was like he always knew exactly what to say and exactly what to do, and there was never any like learning to be with Chloe.
Yeah, it was very unrealistic, kind of a romance.
Yeah, so it's kind of like getting that feeling here. Also, like everybody knows exactly how to be with everybody else. So that was kind of my first, like, oh yeah, so everybody's perfect. Okay, great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I was a little let down. I don't know what chapter it happened in, but the eBay, I wanted more funny.
Yeah,
Laughing it in the first. That's what made me laugh at the description.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, I was almost like glossed over. Like was like going on the dating apps to go whatever, and then he's like, nah, this isn't it, and then goes to eBay and like a paragraph of him finding it, placed the bed, he went to bed, and then a package arrived, and that was it. And like I just whatever, and then like when he opened it and everything, it just wasn't even like as big of a reveal or like whatever as I thought it was going to be. Like it was definitely disappointing, I think.
Wasn't funny. I just like I expected more funny. I don't know. I just didn't think it was that funny.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's all good.
And I think I'm at the point with this book where I knew that it was one where I didn't want to think. Like because like a lot of the books and stuff that a lot of the other books that we read, like we think about it, and I'm like going into this one, I'm like, Amy, don't think, just read. Because you start thinking and analyzing it, it's not a good book. But if you're just there for the vibes, it's all right. It's all right.
It's okay.
I mean, I think it's kind of funny. Like there have been some parts that like actually made me smile, like the interactions between Ben and Eleanor, or however you say her name.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, and like just her trying to learn the modern world has been kind of interesting, although it's also very like
so forced,
obvious. Yeah.
It just and it's so hit and miss. Like I'm trying to look and see where you're at so I don't spoil anything. Have they been out to eat yet?
Yeah, they went to the restaurant. She like threw the glass on the ground.
So yeah, she's calling her a serving wench.
Yes.
And at the same time, like sometimes the way she talks is very modern.
Mm-hmm.
And this is also apparently a woman who has been out of her crystal long enough to have binge watched every single Star Trek.
Right. So you cannot tell me that she didn't know that it wasn't acceptable to throw a glass on the ground.
Exactly.
And, like, to act these ways, because Star Trek came out in what, the 80s? 70s?
Well, the first one
it depends on which one.
Yeah, the originals were in the 60s, and then you get into, the 80s and 90s.
Yeah. But still.
Well,
and not calling servers wenches.
Exactly. And then, she talks about, I think, how the witch that had her, didn't she like make popcorn? Like they would eat popcorn and watch.
Yeah, I think so.
That know how a microwave works? Really? I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. Yeah, because the fish out of water is the thing that would have been cool, but it's just too.
It's not consistent enough.
Yeah.
And it doesn't like match, I guess.
No.
Like it's not.
It's not consistent. The phone was cute.
Mm-hmm.
Her thinking that the phone was like what Star Trek had.
Yeah, a pad or whatever.
That made sense.
Yeah.
Learning that made sense. That was a good one. But yeah, otherwise it's just kind of like, okay. I think we're trying a little too hard here. Serving wench. And I mean, I get the whole wanting to establish that Eleanor has PTSD.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the wrong thing for her to have PTSD for.
Yeah.
So like when the guy touched her, she doesn't have trauma over being assaulted or anything.
No,
she has trauma over being held captive. Right.
And like that scene made no sense to me. I'm like, why is she freaking out? And then also, why is everyone else freaking out about a vampire? Like, isn't this Glimmer Falls where there's monsters everywhere?
Yeah.
And then like the waitress was like, "Are you an immortal?" And so like she wasn't scared, she was just interested. But like also at the same time, it's like, what happened to the vampires? Like why? And if there's such a big deal that she's a vampire or whatever, a vampulate. Oh my gosh, I can't. I was trying to come up with a Dean Winchester like werepire, but I couldn't do it. Succupire.
There you go.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Why would he take her out if she was such like a rare, like frightening thing that no one's ever seen? Like, why did he think like, yeah, let's go out to dinner? No one's gonna care.
Yeah,
Everyone's frightened.
and this is a guy who is so anxious, has such social anxiety, and is so worried about what other people, he gets embarrassed if anybody looks at him wrong. People like that are hyper conscious of acting the right way. So why would he even be okay with taking her out into a situation where he didn't know what was going to happen?
Right.
That just doesn't, that's what I mean. It's just force. I just keep having to remind myself that social anxiety can be really crippling. And because I just don't find it believable that he is so anxious.
No.
I just, why? Okay, at the wedding, his supposed, like, one of his best friends asked to give a speech at her wedding. Why would you do that to your best friend when you knew he had such horrible social anxiety? Why would you do that?
Right? Like, if it was really that bad, like, it can't be that bad if she's asking him to do that.
Exactly. Now, one thing I do think might be good in here is, like, I am getting this vibe from his interactions with his sister that his family has a habit of, like, rolling over him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, getting him to do whatever they want him to do. Taking
he's a doormat for them, 100%.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if that will be a part of, because obviously, you can see it coming. Her growth is going to be getting treatment for PTSD, and his growth is going to be growing and moving through anxiety. You can see where it's going here. But I'm wondering if part of that will be him kind of having to stand up to his family, especially his sister, that, there might be something. Because, already I don't like his sister.
No,
so,
his sister's such a bitch.
Right? Yeah.
I hate her. Like, every time that she's come into the book, I've just been like, oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. She's terrible to him.
She is. All she cares about is trying to use him.
To
take advantage of him.
Yeah, kind of looking forward to maybe, like, part of that growth will be standing up to his family and letting them know that, hey, you're not treating me very well and I don't appreciate it.
Right.
And that, because I'm ready to see his sister fall down apologizing. Like, God, she's bad.
She's
Terrible. But I will say it's a very easy read. It is entertaining. It's bad. It's not badly written. It's easy to read. The chapters are short. It's an interesting premise. I'm just wondering how it's going to play out. Because, like I said, it's so very much wanting you to know how socially conscious this book is.
Yeah. Well, see, that's why you got to just stop thinking, Kelly.
No, but it's when it's shoved in your face. And again, with the whole, like, in the restaurant, what is even his Ben? Ben knew exactly what to do, exactly how to talk Eleanor down. He didn't even know this woman.
Right. That was a little bit too convenient.
She has PTSD, but you don't know how somebody's going to react to PTSD. It's not a one-size-fits-all kind of thing.
No.
So, but of course, he knew exactly what to say and exactly how to treat her so that she would be calm. And
and also how to handle and talk to the waitress and everything, like, be all smooth with her.
Yeah.
Bro, who apparently has this anxiety and doesn't date anybody.
Socially anxious. I don't know. But I kind of have the feeling that we're going to go through this book with kind of like the Chloe and Red thing, where they're going to know exactly what to do up until the very end, where there's going to be one time when they don't do it right. and it's going to blow up.
It's communication trope or whatever.
It's already starting. It's already starting.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. And I mean, I enjoyed, Get a Life, Chloe Brown too. It wasn't my favorite, but I enjoyed it enough. So, I mean, we'll see. I think the idea of Glimmer Falls is kind of cool. And maybe there's more world building in the first book to like talk about how the town was set up. I mean, it's really glossed over here, so I'm guessing it's addressed in a different book.
Yeah. Maybe so.
But
But
I
I
think
like
that
the necro nom noms or whatever. That was really fun.
the serving roadkill for the guilty eaters.
Yes. That was hilarious. That had me cracking up.
The guilty eaters.
What did you
No.
think of their her feeding scene?
For what it was, I thought it was good.
I
I
thought
did.
it was too.
I mean, for the way she set up the characters to be, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, so you haven't read it yet, but did I finish? Yeah, in chapter 10, it's just, you'll see why I question why he handled it so well. Because he did handle it very well for being who he is.
Yes.
And then when you read chapter 10, you'll know why I question it a little bit.
Gotcha.
So it's like Ben can handle things well when the author wants him to handle things well, instead of letting the character like be the character that she created.
Oh. Yikes.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, it's good. Honestly, I kind of, as much as Eleanor is weird about what's modern and what's not, I do like her.
Yeah, I do too.
Chapter 8 is pretty funny, where Ben unknowingly has forced her to agree to be in the acting theater show, because Eleanor has to do whatever he says.
Right.
She's compelled to do so. And so she's plotting her revenge and the different things that she could do on stage to embarrass everybody. That's kind of funny. That's kind of funny. So I mean, there's good, but I think you're right. Just don't think about it. Just go with it.
Honestly, any of these books anymore, like the romance books or whatever, you just can't think about them too hard. You can't. They are turn off your brain kind of books.
And I guess I'm just hoping that as it goes along, she'll settle down with the characters a little bit. Like she's trying to she goes over the top in the beginning to set the character, and then maybe back off a little bit, because wow.
Yeah.
No more heart-to-heart talks with his friends either, that they always know exactly what to say to make him feel better. Let's not do that anymore either.
No, it's so unrealistic.
It is. Oh man. I'm not
hating it.
Hi, Figgy.
Come here.
Hi, Figgy.
He hears you. He's like, what's going on?
Hi, kitty kitty.
Say hi to Bill.
Hi, here you are. Hi. Hi, baby.
You're okay. I promise.
Are we done now?
Right. I think that's all I have, for as far as I've read.
Yeah. Get to chapter 10. Next time we talk about it. Okay.
Yep. So, all right. Well, see you Wednesday then.
Okay, bye.
Bye. I
Okay.
understand chapter 10, why you
Get
need it.
chapter 10.
Oh my gosh, we're going to throw the book across the room.
Right. Panic attack. A vampire jumps out of a crystal or whatever, and no panic attack.
Right. Which I would be freaking out.
Yeah.
Immediately.
there's the whole feeding thing in the kitchen. No panic attack.
Right.
And now he accidentally violates consent, which can you say he really violated consent when he did not know?
No. That's the other thing.
Really? I'm not sure that constitutes violating consent when he didn't even know what was going on.
No.
Although I agree with Eleanor when she said, really, you couldn't figure that one out? I mean, I kind of figured he should have figured it out too, but still, that's what triggers like this, and not just a little panic attack.
No, massive panic attack. Yeah. And the whole time he's just like, oh my gosh, like did I command you to do this, to do that? And he's like, was that a command? I don't know. And I'm like, dear God, I will slap you across the face. Like if you were in person right now, I would slap him.
Yeah. Right.
That was ridiculous.
It was. It really was. And then it's like, now that we've read another 10 chapters, moving forward, still no more panic attacks, like ever.
No, but there should be.
Very stressful situations, but no panic attacks.
Yeah.
So it really just felt like this was a one-time deal. She picked a situation in order to show how bad his anxiety is. And okay, well, now we're done. Now you know. It's like everybody in this world is perfect. They know exactly what to do and exactly when to do it. And everyone is so socially conscious that they will never do anything, intentionally bad or mess up. They always know exactly what's supposed to happen. And it's like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. The author really wants us to know that she knows.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a good, safe place.
Oh.
This is a safe place for all sorts of people. Yeah, we get it. We get it. It's been said probably at least a dozen times in these last 10 chapters.
These last chapters were rough for me to get through. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. It was kind of rough.
So boring.
Yes. And it was just like so many things that didn't make sense. Like when Ben was out canvassing with his sister Gigi, and he's like, I have to stop. Like this going door to door and like talking to people, it's too much for my anxiety. But when I'm in the store and I'm talking to people, like it's not bad.
Well, because I'm in control. I know how that's supposed to go.
Oh my gosh. And like Ben is just like driving me up a wall with his like I'm so like overly sensitive thing, like whatever, I don't know, like he just has to be like the most sensitive man in the world and just like, oh my God, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah that was another thing. Everything was getting so repetitive. I don't know how many times he had to think about Eleanor and giving her orders or the whole, it was just repetitive. It was the same subject over and over and over.
Right.
And yet at the same time, he's doing all of this and yet not even thinking about, gee, I wonder who I need to talk to break the curse.
Right? Because he's so busy with everything else, but we don't ever see the everything else. It's just like the book is just saying he's so busy. And I'm like,
yeah,
with what? Because the book isn't telling me with what.
And it was so much of Ben's doing this and Eleanor's doing this. And none of it, it was just like 10 chapters of telling you everything that they're doing.
Yeah.
Instead of them doing it, there wasn't hardly anything of them together until the end.
Right. And
and now you're supposed to buy that they're falling in love with each other? You haven't even seen them together.
Right? It's like, oh my gosh.
And
now he's starting to turn into like an alpha male or like whatever, like you will only do this with me or like whatever, like that. I'm like, you can't switch up this character like that.
Yeah, what was that? He'd heard other werewolves talk about the instincts of the wolf, but he never understood what they meant before. Now that he did. This turned into a man.
He has had relationships before. This isn't like his first go round with experiencing all of this. So like you can't tell me that it's that
he's a 40-year-old virgin.
Yeah. Like, oh my
Yeah. I know. Although I will say, I didn't like before leading up to it, and I didn't like after it. But the little pseudo sex scene was pretty good.
Yes, I will agree. I thought it was really, really well done. That
Yeah,
part.
I liked
But everything else, yeah, everything before and after was not it for me. But yeah, no, the actual.
They're just sitting on the couch, and all of a sudden it pops into his head to offer to feed her.
Right?
This is the first time after what, over a week of them living together, basically. This is the first time it's popped into his head ever.
Yeah.
And what made it pop into his head? If it's never been a thought before, what made him think of it? It's not like she was staring at his neck and he was like, oh, maybe she wants that. She was watching TV.
Right. I don't know. Like, I mean, I guess like she was like all acting like all tired and just drained and all of that. And then his shower session really opened his eyes. I guess that's where I don't know.
But that was one of the things. It was like with the whole time passing thing where it just like recapped. It talked about, his like what, couple times a week shower sessions.
Yeah.
You're just like recapping where he was so embarrassed and he was like, never gonna do this again. So it didn't show him like even thinking about it, thinking that, hey, she really will benefit from this and I will benefit, but feeling uncomfortable about it, but yet not.
Yeah, and it was such a switch because like he came out of it the first time like realizing that she knew what he did.
Right.
And that fed her like, her succubus side. And then he's just like mortified. And then after that, it's just like, yeah, it happens. We don't talk about it. It happens. I'm still doing it. Like, yeah, it was just so like, it was just off. It was off because I feel like if he was really that mortified by it, then he wouldn't be doing it.
Or think about it. Have a thought about it. Show the next time it happened. Show the next time him being uncomfortable, but yet wanting to, feed her.
Yeah.
And so he's going to do it anyway. And then after that, recap it or something. But it was just, I don't know. These were so boring. These chapters were so boring.
Yeah, not a lot happened. Also, can we talk about Eleanor now being this big show performer girl? Like, come on.
What?
I thought
I know.
Like Really?
Yeah. That was something.
I expected that to go so differently.
Well, Amy, everything has to work out in this book. You notice that? But nothing is ever going to go wrong in this book. I mean, nothing is. You have this performance that is so weird. And Ben is mortified. Gigi doesn't know what to think of it. And yet, it's brilliant.
Yeah, and everyone loves it now.
They find out that, oh, it's actually brilliant. And it turns out that not hardly anybody left. So people weren't really offended by it. So it was fine. It was perfect.
Yeah.
And they want her to do it again. And because nothing ever goes bad in this book.
No. Not yet. I'm hoping that maybe something with the current mayor and Gigi like actually happens. Like the whole sign. Like this is just getting ridiculous. Like what? The sign bursting into flames and Eleanor just like.
Well, and the whole like Godfather scene in the warehouse before that, come alone.
Yeah.
What? And with bodyguards, what do you think was gonna happen here?
Yeah.
What? Okay. Okay, sure.
You think she's gonna just take you out? Like, girl.
Everything's an overreaction in this book too. I'm like, so some fireworks went off, and yeah, I mean, destroyed some stuff, but it's not like people were shooting.
Right.
I mean, I don't know, but if that's where we're going here, we're gonna start shooting fireworks at each other. I don't know if that was supposed to be funny in some way. I mean, I'm not finding any of this humorous.
No.
None of these last few chapters.
No, there honestly was nothing good. Like, I was, before our thing, I was trying to sit and remember like what I had all read because I couldn't, because it was just kind of like bored and all the same. I'm like,
Blur.
oh.
It was a blur. Oh,
Yeah.
he changed. What'd you think of that?
Oh,
This whole werewolf thing.
so disappointing. It was so disappointing. Like, are you kidding me? You're gonna, like, they spent the shortest amount of time on it.
Yeah.
And then
Nothing happened. It was just like, okay, we went like this. I chased a rabbit, I ate a mouse, I scared off a hiker.
yeah, I'm like so sad that I ate a mouse and like those poor rabbits and poor mice. And I'm like, bro.
And then I fell asleep.
Yeah. I'm like,
I mean,
okay.
the best thing about it was when he was talking to Eleanor about it, and she was like trying to figure out why it bothered him so much. And he talked about how, because he lost control, he was not in control, and being so anxious about everything, he has to be in control.
Right.
And that was just the perfect explanation. That was the perfect way to go with it. And yet it was just like a sideline thing.
Yeah.
And then it was over, and then we were back to, and I ate a rabbit. Like, dude, come on. I don't know. And the other characters in this book, the Scooby Gang.
Really? How funny is it that the Scooby Gang in this book is made up of monsters?
I guess that's supposed to be funny.
Maybe that's the irony of it. I don't know.
I don't know, but it's just not. It's not funny.
No, I do like, oh, what is his name?
There's just so much like self-care in this book. It just kind of makes me want to vomit.
Yep.
And everybody taking care of everybody else so very much.
Yeah. It's just unrealistic. And it's like,
yeah.
I mean, it doesn't have to be realistic, but it's just
but still
too much.
Too much. It's too much. Like continually talking about their family too. Like how perfect his mom and dad are, and how they just imagine, because the one friend that is with the demon dude, it's her mom that's the mayor.
Yeah.
They're estranged. And so talking about, oh, I just can't imagine what that must be like. I couldn't imagine, not having a relationship with my family, over and over and over.
Right. Astaroth, that's his name.
I don't know. And now they're throwing in this element of corruption of power, and how all the powerful people voted to keep the mayor in. I'm like, where are these people at?
Right?
I haven't seen people. I haven't seen any effects from these people. I mean, they keep referencing this resort thing, which must have happened in a past book.
Yeah.
So maybe that's something we're missing out on because we haven't read the other two. I guess. I don't.
Yeah, but apparently there's a lot of terrible things happening in Glimmer Falls that we don't see.
That is not being shown.
Yeah, no. Like we need a new mayor because the current one is just terrible and it's sending the city down in a terrible spiral or like whatever. And I'm like, huh?
Yeah. Glimmer Falls just seems like a really bad place to be, doesn't it?
Like the absolute worst. Like everybody cares for everybody, and like everyone has access to the things that they need, and like terrible. Terrible.
Yeah, people are like working through things with estranged family, like, the demon dude and his mom, the mother of demons,
Lilith.
I was like, yeah, okay. I don't know, it's just boring. And you can already see where this is going to, because Ben's already having these, you know, as soon as Eleanor's free, someone like her doesn't want to be with me.
Yeah.
And so I'm debating between he will procrastinate trying to find a cure or a way to break the curse in order to keep her around longer, and then that will cause a huge blow up in the end,
Mhm.
or he'll find out how to break the curse, but then will delay telling her because he doesn't want her to leave. I can see that happening.
Maybe. I don't really see him being the kind of person that would do that though. Like I don't know, like I could see him instead being like finding a way to free her or like something, and then like him leaving or making her leave or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel like he doesn't like to lie. He's not a liar.
No, but I could see him just saying, you know, like he'll start to tell her and then something will happen and then he'll be like, well, I'll tell her later. And
Yeah.
then it would be like, you were keeping this from me. You know, because again, this whole thing, she started out with, you can't trust anybody. I have learned through 600 years, you can't trust anybody. But within 2 or 3 days, we trust Ben.
Yeah, 100%, because he doesn't like to lie, you know.
Yeah, we trust Ben. Ben's okay. So, and then, you know, now we trust all these other people too. So that's all okay. And we were at the party after her performance, and all sorts of people were crowding around her, and yet no PTSD reaction
Right? Thank you.
there.
She
So,
was just okay with being in the spotlight and the center of attention and all of this and had absolutely no anxiety from that. So that's cool,
yeah.
but not like her character. So
And that's where I'm like, you know, this is just, instead of like, and maybe, I don't know, there's half a book left, so it may get revisited, but I just have a feeling we had these 2 incidents happen so we could set up, see, they really are troubled people and these are their problems, and then nothing until probably at the very end. And then it'll be like, I don't know.
yeah.
Ben will have some kind of panic attack that causes a problem, or Eleanor will have some kind of PTSD attack that will cause a problem. It'll be causing a huge problem that will come out of the blue. And Eleanor will probably be like, I knew I couldn't trust anybody, and whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I could see that 100%.
I just have a feeling it's going to be like another 30 chapters of boring shit. And then probably 2-3 chapters of
Something
blowing up, being apart, and then it'll have to be like getting back together, and everything will be cool and fine. And then there'll probably, because there'll probably be some sort of extra long epilogue
yeah.
to cover everything everybody's doing.
Yep.
And Gigi winning the election, because of course she will.
Yeah. The epilogue's about as long as a normal chapter, so
So Gigi will win the election in there somewhere. So maybe it'll be at the election that this big blow up will happen. I don't know.
yeah.
It's kind of, I don't know, but you know it's going to. So I don't know. I don't want to read it. Anyway, I'm hoping for more like fireworks. I was almost ready to start skimming, and then that happened, and I went, whoa, yeah. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. But I don't know. If they're gonna have like a whole romance, I want it to actually have some substance to it, like a reason for them to be in love, because right now I'm not getting anything from that.
Me either, because you would have seen them together.
No.
You don't see them like taking walks together or going.
They're not like doing anything that would
No.
lead you to believe that, like anything romantic.
No.
Like it's all just Ben working at the shop, and then Eleanor like researching on the phone, using the internet, like the things that have happened.
Well, even when she asked him if she could come to work with him so she could check out the space. And I thought, well, that will be the next chapter.
Right.
And it didn't. It just skipped right on over it. I was like, well, that would have been a nice scene for Eleanor to see Ben at work and
like
have a little bonding time, but no. Skipped right on over that. Ooh.
It's great.
Yeah. Not so much.
No. Like I want this to be so much better, and it's just letting me down, and it's making me it's reminding me why I don't read these books.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so sad.
The cover sucked me in.
I know, the cover, the title, the description.
Yeah, after drunkenly bidding on and winning a supposedly possessed crystal on eBay one night, he finds himself face to face with a beautiful yet angry vampire. That was funny. Oh, okay. I have one more thing that's really bugging me. Is she's supposedly French? So because they like randomly will say something about her accent.
Mm-hmm.
But do you not get the feeling that when she thinks about her childhood, it's giving much more like Viking or Scottish vibes?
Yes, very much so.
I mean, we're talking like the 1500s here is supposedly when this happened. But she's talking about, well, of course it is vampire wars, so it's not like that would be too realistic, but talking about a great hall and eating in the great hall and like, dude, I don't think that I'm thinking like the 1500s. We're not talking Middle Ages here. That's the other thing people keep saying, Middle Ages. That was not the 1500s.
No, and it's just the timeline is so confusing. Like anything dealing with time, it's not lining up. The only reason that I get the French vibe is because I'm listening to the audiobook as well, and the audiobook, she has a French accent.
She has an accent.
That's the only thing that makes it seem like she is French.
I was thinking, if during the dialogue they would throw in some kind of, French slang or write a word that would make it, like phonetically, just to give you that little clue. Just not all the time, just every once in a while. Like if she said a particular word funny, phonetically write it out how she would say it. And then it could be a cutesy little Ben Wood teaser about it or something,
Like there should be moments like that where French is slipping in and whatever, because
well, the only thing it talks about is when she got upset that her accent got stronger. And I was like, oh yeah, right. She has an accent. I forgot she has an accent.
Yeah. It's another instance of them telling us something and not actually like letting us experience it.
Show it somehow. But anyway, I don't know. That one just kind of, it's just not jiving with me that she's French.
Yeah.
It's just not.
You know what? Guess what?
Oh, there he is. Hi, Granger. Hi, Granger. Hello.
It's ready.
You're not even going to look at me. Look at that. Hi. You have one more prediction. You can see the gender flipping going on already. I suspect that will only get stronger.
I suspect you're right.
I don't mind that. I don't mind that. I don't mind the socially conscious bringing up social issues and dealing with them correctly, but God, don't do it in such a patronizing way. Like, it just feels like the whole book is saying, here's how you do it right. This is what you do.
Yeah.
This is how we take care of each other. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm not sure I want anybody taking care of me like that. Just like, leave me alone.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
This book drove off a cliff and crashed to the bottom. They Thelma and Louised it.
You think?
You don't think so?
I actually like these last 10 chapters better than the 10 before.
I agree with that, but okay, so like I like that we're finally getting to trying to figure out how to break her curse or like whatever. Like I'm so glad that we finally am on that path because it actually was interesting for a bit there. And there were a lot of smut scenes that were, I mean, they were decent. I don't know. The shower scene was good.
Yes. I thought that one was really good too.
The shower scene was good. I was just like,
yeah.
Oh, God, turn that off. Can't listen to this at work.
Yeah, that one was really good. Yeah. I thought it was.
Yeah, it was good. But I also feel like this book, it hit me during these chapters what I was trying to think, like that this book was like why he was hating it so much is because when it's not like the smut scenes or like whatever, it feels like it is a children's book. Like this book is here to teach us a lesson or teach us like whatever, like, you know, like we're here to tell you how this works and how to like, you know, like they were talking about his anxiety. That was the main part. It was just so like patronizing. And it was just written as if the person reading it has no idea what anxiety is. And just, oh my gosh, it was just the worst. And I was just sitting there and he's just talking about how he gets like panic attacks sometimes and his anxiety is so high. And she's just like, oh, well, my dad, I understand. Like my dad, we loved him through it. And it like she's saying this and he's just like, oh my gosh, like that's just the greatest thing in the world. Like this was what? This is not some type of like big thing. Like, yeah, okay. This is not some big revelation.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been that way from the get-go though. I mean, it's like, I'm here to tell you exactly how socially conscious I am. And this is how you should act too. Mm-hmm. Because only good people do this.
Yeah.
And yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
It was just so bad. It was so bad. Especially I think that section was the worst part for me. It's where I just saw it the most. And I'm like, I'm gonna throw this book. But yeah. I don't know. And I cannot stand Ben. I really don't like Ben.
Don't mind. I don't think I mind him so much. It's like they're trying too hard. They're trying too hard with Ben.
Yeah.
And I like Eleanor much better.
Yes.
I actually like Eleanor. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's like we're trying too hard with Ben. We're trying too hard to make him the gender flipping, to make him, you know, the feminine. And there's a lot of telling going on. Like Ben staying up until 4 a.m. knitting gifts for his family. Well, the only thing you see is him going to sleep with Eleanor.
Right?
You don't see him getting back up again and getting up because he can't sleep because you don't see any of that.
Mm-mm.
You don't see the effects of like sleep deprivation or stress. You don't see anything like that.
Right.
So it's just you're told a whole lot about Ben that doesn't jive with the Ben that's on the page.
Right. I don't like him.
Yeah.
His character keeps changing like too much. Goes from being a feminine to almost like touch her and die. Like it's almost to that level. And I do not like that shift.
Yeah. No, it just I don't know. I think that the author had an idea of going in with Ben and just doesn't quite know how to execute it because, I mean, honestly, it's more common to find a kick-ass female than it is to write and more effeminate male.
Yeah.
And she just doesn't know quite how to pull it off. Mm-hmm. And then you want not only a more feminine male, but you also want one riddled with anxiety. So you kind of put those two together and you just get dish rag.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't really, without him, I mean, we're, 10 chapters from being done here.
Mm-hmm.
And he hasn't grown through his anxiety at all. You know, and I figured
We also haven't really seen much of his anxiety either. So I'm not convinced. We've had one instance of his anxiety, a panic attack or whatever, that was just the dumbest time to have one. So it's like, I'm not even fully convinced that this man really does have anxiety.
Well, and just, randomness with him being uncomfortable in social situations.
Yeah, but like, who isn't uncomfortable in some certain like social situations?
Right? So, and then, at the barbecue, you get the whole, I can't remember which one it was that was talking to Eleanor, saying that, oh, he's better now. He's better since he's been with you. He talks more, he laughs more, he's more relaxed, he's better. I'm like, really? So now we're going with the all he needed for anxiety was a good woman?
Right.
Is that what we're going with? I mean, I just figured that, the way it was set up in the beginning, it was like this kind of crippling anxiety that we would be working through.
Right.
And that, meeting Eleanor would help him to realize he needed to work on it and he would work on it.
Yeah, like
But
she pull him out of his shell.
He's the same person as he was in the beginning. So, I don't know. No. I mean, with Eleanor, you see the change in her.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's why she's a better character. I mean, plus she's just a better character all around because these last 10 chapters, I really did like her. Just her bluntness. I mean, when she's just sitting there and she's like, speaking of sucking.
Right? That part, I was just like, oh, okay.
Like, out with her. Like, she's gonna ask the questions, like, just doing the whole there is no stupid question kind of thing. She's just like gonna ask.
Yeah.
And you see, because she's that way, because she's willing to explore this new world, she's changing. And you can see that on the page.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Ben's just dawdling along the same as always.
Yeah.
So I did like these last 10 chapters because it showed them together.
Yes.
And when it plays out with them together, they do have some cute interactions.
Mm-hmm.
So that's better than just all of the reviewing and stuff that we got from the previous ones. So I liked it better this time around. Not to say there wasn't stupid stuff, because really we didn't think to ask the ancient immortal witch in town if he knew who the witch in the woods was. It's an ancient immortal witch in town that we all know about, enough that he's on the top of everyone's list when they say they're going to call him to help Eleanor.
Right.
And yet we didn't think about him.
Right. No, his first thought was to a PI that has nothing to do with magic. Clearly, he didn't want this to be broken.
Yeah. And if we're going to go that way, if we're going to go with the whole, oh my God, I can't believe I didn't think of him, make it harder. Right. Make it harder to get the answer. Make the ancient wench want to make a deal or something.
Right? Like, this guy is so forthcoming with all the information and so willing to help. And Really?
This is all it took?
Yeah.
Because the way it referenced him, I'm assuming that he made an appearance in past books.
Yeah, I would think so.
He was too casually thrown in there. So I'm assuming he made an appearance in a past book.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't think about the immortal witch.
Yeah.
That lives in town. Okay. So not having read the other books, that really felt like a Deus Ex Machina.
Mm-hmm.
Really bad. Really bad.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe it's meant to be like a cozy
it's not, I mean, maybe, I don't know. We all know how I love things that are overly cozy.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
I don't know, whimsical.
yeah.
It's what-
Yeah. It's almost over.
Yeah, I'm honestly kind of excited for it to be over. I
To be
think,
over.
yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
even these last few chapters, like they were better, but I was still at the point of like I kind of didn't care anymore. You know, like
No.
I mean, they were definitely the best chapters that I think we've read so far,
Mm-hmm.
but for it to have taken that long into the book to get to good chapters kind of made me meh.
Yeah. And it just could have been like, they could have asked, I can't even remember the weird name that the immortal witch was. They could have asked him at the very beginning, and then he had some kind of price that they had to do something for in order to get the information out of him. They could have spent 10 chapters trying to figure out how they were going to meet his price to
Right.
get the information. I mean, instead of all of this back and forth and way too much time spent on Gigi's uh, campaign, which has nothing to do with anything.
Right.
So,
Alspraz.
okay, whatever.
Alspraz.
But halfway through the book to get to the point where there's more interaction between the two of them is way too late.
Yeah.
It's way too late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll continue on this path of being a little better and we'll end strong.
Maybe.
Maybe, hopefully.
Well, I will say another thing that I like about Eleanor's character is she's so proactive. Like, she listened to Ben talk about why he doesn't like to shift
Mm-hmm.
into the werewolf, and then she made sure to have a care package for him to take. I mean, this woman is action.
Yeah, I mean, that's thoughtful too. Like, she's just like, I don't know. We are being told that Ben is thoughtful and Ben is all these things, but Eleanor is showing us that she is all these things. And this is what we're here for.
I was like, when she was, he didn't know what she was doing, and then she handed the bag to him, and it was this care package. So to help him, I thought, oh, man, yeah, girl, you go. That's the thing.
That's so sweet.
She actually did something.
Mm-hmm.
She did something. Ben, who has known about this curse for how long now, does nothing.
Right.
Whatever.
Or has also had to deal with him shifting and has done nothing.
And
Like,
has
he deals with it, like, that this comes around every cycle, like moon cycle. So like you always hate it, but you've never actually done anything or tried to set something up with somebody else to like help this be better for you.
You know what? It just hit me. He's like the martyr character.
Ugh.
Like, oh, poor me. I hate shifting. I'm such a bad werewolf. Why can't I just be like a normal werewolf, but won't do anything about it so that we can continue to go, oh, poor is me. Everybody feels sorry for me.
Oh, poor Ben. He lives he comes from this family of really loud, powerful werewolves or whatever, and he's just so quiet and always overrun and just like,
yeah.
That's another reason why I don't like his character.
Yes, it's just like he doesn't do anything, so he can just stay in one place and have everybody feel sorry for him. Or people like his sister take advantage of him, and he lets it so he can still go, oh, poor is me. Look how put upon I am.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like, because he never does anything about it. Ever. Ever. I do like Ellen. And her little speech to Gigi was pretty good.
Yeah.
Too. Like, Gigi, stop. Basically, called Gigi, quit being a bitch. This is what you're doing, and you're doing it, so stop it.
Yeah, that was good.
So, that was kind of good. I kind of doubt I will be returning to the world of Glimmer Falls at any point.
You know, I need to look and see who the characters are in the other books, because if Astaroth has his own book, I'm going back to the town.
That one might be good. Yeah.
I want to read more about Astaroth.
Okay.
We're back.
Last 100 pages.
Uh-huh.
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 Yeah, I think we think about the same thing about those last 100 pages. I'm afraid. Yeah. Yeah. Like, it's kind of already gone out of my mind what even happened. I just read it last night.
Same. Yeah, it's like on my way here, I was literally thinking, I'm like, what really did happen? Because I don't remember too much about what happened, and I literally just read it last night.
No.
But
okay, well, I will say from throughout the whole book, and definitely in this book, the spicy scenes are spot on.
yes.
I mean, I am no connoisseur of spicy books, but I've read enough bad stuff to know what good stuff is. She does that very, very well.
Very well.
So, yes.
Very well.
Yes. So the spice is great.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. And I think the cutesy cuddle moments are really good too. Mm-hmm. So she writes a love relationship really well. It's just outside of that.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I just, wow.
Yeah, it's really rough. And we knew too that in this part we were gonna have the third act breakup.
The third act breakup.
And whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't exactly what I expected to happen.
I can't even remember. I made a prediction, but I
Yeah.
can't remember what I said through the whole book.
You were saying, like, you didn't think that he was going to, like, break the curse.
Oh, right, because he kept talking about how she would leave him
Mm-hmm.
if he thought she would leave him if he broke the curse, because she would never stay around for someone like him.
Right.
That's right. I did think he would, or he would hesitate, like he would put it, not that he would intentionally keep her enslaved, but just like
Keep putting it off, kind of.
things would come, like he might find out a clue or something, and then something big would happen, because there were other things going on, subplots. So something big would go on.
Good.
They were not. And that he would put off telling Eleanor. And then that would snowball. That's what I thought was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it wasn't.
No.
Because that whole line just got dropped away. Like it never existed. Not at all. So, yeah. That didn't pan out.
Yeah, no. Like,
But it did have to do with Eleanor's trust issue. So that was... You knew that was coming.
yeah.
I wish it had been something less nice on Ben's part.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Ben was just, like, so nice that he
All the
never did
time.
anything wrong. And even when he did something wrong, it was good. So I wish that he had to issue an order to save Eleanor's life. And so it was like doing a bad thing for a noble reason. So of course she forgave. You know, it was just so easy.
Mm-hmm.
So I wish it had been something like his anxiety tripped him up and he did something bad intentionally.
If his anxiety is as bad as this book was trying to make people believe, then that would have made sense if that had happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
But instead, it's like, oh, he's a hero.
Like when it came down to it, he could have had a panic attack and said, I can't do it, I can't do it, I can't do it. And she could have been like pissed because he wouldn't let her go because of his own issues.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's so many ways this could have gone better. It was okay
Yeah.
for what happened, but I don't know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like we've been talking about through this whole thing, this book is just so preachy.
Mm-hmm.
It's so preachy.
Yeah.
You know, so very wanting you to know how socially conscious this place is and how welcoming and how inclusive and how we always do the right thing for everybody's physical and mental well-being. And Lordy, that gets old. I'm like, God, don't you people ever get stressed out trying to live up to your own expectations? I mean, man, it would be stressful living there. But if you ever screwed up, you know, everybody would be like, oh, it's okay. Are you having a bad day? Is there anything we can do for you?
Yeah.
I mean, wow. Okay, and that was the other thing. It was like the good people were so good and the bad people were so bad to the point of cartooning.
Yes.
I
Like
mean, literally,
100%.
because the good people were called the Scooby Gang. So
Yes.
literal cartoons. I'm hoping, anyway, that the whole cartoony aspect, the camp, was supposed to be funny. And I just didn't get the sense of humor.
I didn't either.
I thought I would based on, you know, Vampire Succubus for 99 cents on eBay. That sounded like the level of camp and slapstick that you would have gotten. I keep going back to Assistant to the Villain, because
Right.
that's the one that has really just like tickled me all the way through.
Yeah, like it did it so well.
It did.
And so it's like, and it did it so well to the point that I could just like pretty much forgive anything else that was bad about that book. Like there were definitely some issues,
Oh yeah.
but
Yeah.
it was just so funny.
It
Like
was
I
funny.
will always recommend that book, and I
Yes.
enjoyed reading it. That's how you do it. And I think this book
Yeah.
just was too focused on trying to preach and
Yeah.
not focus on making things like enjoyable.
Yeah. So again, I don't know. You know, the whole end with Eleanor going up and Cynthia's casting a spell at Gigi and Eleanor stops it and then makes off with her, Cynthia, and throws her in a dumpster. And I don't know if that's supposed to be funny or
It was just so dumb, and
I don't know what that was supposed to be, but it was dumb.
Yeah, because it didn't make any sense. Like if you're gonna
No.
have a villain that's so bad, and then you just put them in a dumpster, that's your solution.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, she did break her necklace, so she couldn't cast spells.
yeah, but still.
I know. Like she couldn't just climb out of the dumpster.
Yeah.
That was the other thing, Eleanor walking away to the sound of somebody yelling and pounding on the dumpster. Like you can't, you ever seen a dumpster, people? You can just climb right out of it. It's not a
Yeah.
big deal.
No.
And then the whole arson bit at the end. I mean, the whole epilogue was just a massive info dump of a recap.
Yeah. And it was so
Massive.
bad.
It
was
was.
so bad.
It really was.
Oh my gosh, I hated every second of the epilogue.
Yeah, you could easily skip that and it would mean
It made no
practically
difference.
nothing.
Like it,
No.
I mean, granted,
No.
at that point, I didn't really care too much about the characters anymore,
Oh,
but
I didn't either. I didn't either, to tell you the truth. I just didn't either, but...
it was rough.
So yeah, I think it just carried through. Just carried right on through. I did kind of like how they handled the Witch in the Woods, Isabel.
Yeah.
I think setting Lilith on her, or Lilith basically setting herself on the... I thought that was kind of funny. I really did. Because I was thinking, you know, in this like cinnamon roll wannabe of a book, they can't kill her. And she's immortal anyway. I'm not sure they could kill her. And I was trying to think through scenarios of like, how are they going to, you know, imprison her or whatever. But yeah, I think that was funny. Because, you know, Lilith being the crazy, like, out of reality demon, basically deciding she's going to be Isabel's friend. They were going to watch Star Trek together. And of course, Lilith not being human or in touch with anything, just, oh my gosh, popping in whenever. That was funny, I thought.
I like the demons in this book. Lilith and
Yeah.
Astaroth.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Everyone, because they were just funny.
Yeah.
They were funny.
They were funny.
Everyone else is just, ugh. And Eleanor had good moments too, but
I was gonna say Eleanor. I love her character. Still love her character. Even at the end.
she's the only character in this book that actually had some growth.
Absolutely. Because with her, it was working through her past trauma to get to the point where she trusted people. But for Ben, it was just about finding someone who accepted him just as he was. Okay, so for a gender flipping book, we are back to the woman changing and the man not doing anything. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Or I guess if there was, you know, the progress of, you know, since Eleanor was in his life, he smiled and laughed and talked more. He's more social.
Because all you need to be happy is another person.
There was absolutely no growth to Ben, except possibly the tiniest bit of self-acceptance because someone else loved him. Ben was not well written Eleanor was very well written. I did enjoy her character a lot.
Yeah.
So the demons and the vampires.
Mm-hmm.
The werewolves and the witches, and that stupid pixie.
Yeah.
Oh my lands.
Heck.
GhoulTube for
Yeah.
YouTube.
That was funny. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, why? You're clearly setting up that Glimmer Falls is in the United States. But yet they're on their whole internet system of their own. And it's clearly that supernatural creatures are out. It's not like this was in secret,
Yeah.
you know? So, okay, but we have, okay. And it would have been fine if they'd mixed it. You know? Mixed, and maybe, I don't know, maybe for trademark reasons she couldn't say YouTube or Instagram, but I don't think so. I've seen other books that named them. But anyway, if you had mixed, but it was like everything. Literally everything was a supernatural version of the real world. And it's just like, okay, whatever. I don't know. I should not expect Brandon Sanderson world building out of a fluffy, cozy romance book.
Very true. What did you think of when the cop pulled Eleanor over? I like that part a lot.
I did like that a lot. Because I've said Eleanor was my favorite character. So, I did like it a lot. That whole exchange. What's wrong with your car? And then Lilith coming out to knock him out. Oh,
Yeah.
that was so funny. That whole end piece with Lilith. Like her basically ordering everybody around and making Ben go back and get Isabel and
making Ben finally do something.
do something.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, this whole book has
But-
been doing nothing.
On the flip side too though, making Eleanor stop and think.
True.
By taking her forward and then taking her back again. You know, I thought that was pretty good. I wish there had been some extra, like if she had taken out the middle 10 chapters and replaced them with stuff at the end, like I would have liked to have seen Eleanor on that drive. Just a little bit. Would have been great. I mean, you got to see Ben do, but I don't know, just a little bit. But anyway, we gonna
kinda let
stop our
down.
spoilers now?
I think so.
You
Yeah.
done? Okay. All right. So it's safe now.
Yeah. If you've returned or whatever.
If you're jumping ahead to this timestamp, it's safe now. So just to recap, we didn't really like the book very much.
No, we really didn't. Unfortunately.
It's a little too preachy on making us absolutely aware how very socially conscious everybody is and how you should be too. And here's how you do it. And we didn't think that Ben was that great of a character. He just didn't really change very much. He has this crippling social anxiety that he just never really deals with.
And we don't really see too much of either. We see
No.
it sometimes, but like it's just, I don't know.
No. We did both like Eleanor.
Yes.
Quite a bit. She actually grows and changes through the book. We liked the demon side characters very much. And the romance part of it.
The spice.
We thought that was good. The spice and the romantic cuddly moments. Like, I started to enjoy this book when Ben and Eleanor started to become involved. That's when I started to enjoy this book more. So, showing them together, so.
Yeah.
But overall, what would you give it?
I'm torn between a 2 and a 3 star.
That's kind of where I'm at, too.
2.5 stars.
Yeah.
I have to remind myself that this isn't a book that you're supposed to go in and really like overanalyze and think hard about.
No.
Like this is just a book to read.
Absolutely.
Like, you know, if you
Yeah.
want to read something but you don't know what, this is a book to pick up. Like just something
Yeah.
easy, simple, whatever.
I mean, cozy. Cozy romance.
Yeah.
Cozy, spicy romance. It's just cozy. Like, there is no interpersonal conflicts here.
No, and everything's just so easy, comes so easy to the characters. Everything solves so easily, and it's just
So, yeah.
it's very much just a
So
fun
there's
little book.
there's interspecies tropes, there is found family tropes, there is forced proximity trope. It does deal with mental health issues. Eleanor has some PTSD. Anyway, if you just want a cozy, feel-good kind of read that you really don't think about plot-wise very well, there you go. It was not funny in the way that I expected it to be funny.
No, it disappointed us on that front for sure.
It's just not my cup of tea. Absolutely not. And the downsides for me were, it was boring for about halfway through the book. The pacing was way off. And I just didn't appreciate being preached at through the whole book.
Yeah,
and it got worse the farther along you got.
So
I apparently just like my books a little more realistic. Like with severed heads hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah, and a talking frog.
Yeah, well, you know, more realistic.
Kingsley!
More realistic.
Exactly.
Anyway, it's not a badly written book.
No.
It really is not. It's an easy read. The chapters are short. It's not a badly written book. So if you do think that subject matter kind of speaks to you, definitely pick it up.
Yeah, it's just not
It's not our cup of tea at all. And because it's not, we're going to pick at it more. So if this is something that more typically that you would read, you probably,
bet you'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
And like we said, the spice scenes were good.
The spice scenes were so good. Yeah, I forgot y'all haven't seen our spoilers. Yeah, if you jump to this point, the spice in this book, the sex scenes were so well written. So well written. But that was fun.
Yeah, I think we're definitely going to buddy read some more books in the future.
Yeah.
Just maybe something that we might enjoy more.
Yeah, probably something a little more along our lines. So,
yeah.
Although I don't know, because I would not have finished this book if we hadn't been doing it together. So maybe, on me, I have to read this book, so somebody's got to keep me going. It's a good thing. I don't know.
That's gonna do it for our little buddy reading / wrap of whatever of A Werewolf's Guide to Seducing a Vampire by Sarah Hawley.
Oh, probably will say too, this is actually the third book in this world.
Yeah.
So it might be a good idea to actually start with the first book, which is, I don't know which one it is. A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon. That's the first one.
And then A Demon's Guide to
And then A Demon's Guide to Wooing Witch. See, that's another thing. There's no actual guide in here.
Yeah, no. And they didn't really, like, seduce her. She seduced him.
Yeah, pretty much. So
the title's misleading, but it's fine.
Yeah, I think it's trying to jump on the bandwagon of the whole, you know, That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon. That kind of titles. But anyway, yeah, before we go, just, it might be a good idea. There's references, and they are definitely explained. That's another thing. Over-explaining. Like, something will happen, and then she'll have to explain to you why. And I'm like, yeah, I got a brain in my head, thanks. But anyway, you might want to, because this is the third book. It's not a series, so you don't have to read them in order, but it might help.
If you guys enjoyed watching this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed, go on down below the video and hit that little red subscribe button. Join the Everyday Adventurer family so you can see our beautiful faces every Sunday with new book content. Woot, 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 woot.
And we've been doing good, too.
And also be sure and go check us out over on Instagram and TikTok. We put some extra bookish content up over there, so if you don't want to miss out on any of that, go give us a follow, check us out. All of that fun jazz.
Yeah, and while you're doing all that, make sure you check out the rest of Amy's channel, because there's more than just the book stuff on there. There is home decor and home renovating and kitties running around everywhere and shopping hauls, and now for her newest feature, So Cluckin' Good, which is a videos about cooking and making snacks with our friend Cass. So check all of that out and become a part of the entire Everyday Adventurer family.
Alright, well that's gonna do it for us today. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and I'm Amy.
And I'm Kelly.
And we are the Everyday Epic. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye!